Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 114 and today I am starting things off at 9 in the morning on a Monday. This is when I'm recording this right now, and you know what? I'm feeling really good. I am feeling absolutely brilliant today because this weekend has been awesome. In terms of YouTube, it has been one of the best weekends I can remember. There's been so much good stuff going on. There's been tons of awesome videos being released by me, if I do say so myself, and it's just been epic. It's been so much fun. So I am just really feeling YouTube right now. I'm really feeling YouTube and making YouTube videos, which is why I'm starting things off so early on this Monday morning, getting ready on the Hermitcraft server. But yeah, what went on? We had the Yorkscast charity livestream. The Yorkscast charity livestream was on the Saturday from 2 PM until 5 PM. If you missed it, it will be going up on the Yorkscast live channel, so you guys can look forward to seeing that one. But that was a lot of fun. It was awesome to get the Hermits together. It was a little bit nerve-wracking, you know, all that sort of stuff always is. Live streams in general are quite scary. Big live streams on channels that don't really know you, yeah, it's pretty scary. But I had a lot of fun, and it was pretty cool, and everyone was really nice to us in the chat, and everyone seemed to really enjoy it, so that was epic. And then I also released Minecraft 1.9 in 100 seconds, which just went down so incredibly well. You guys absolutely loved that video, which is awesome. It's so awesome to see the brilliant response to that one, because those sorts of videos take a lot longer than my usual Redstone videos, and it's just brilliant to see that people do actually enjoy them. So thank you ever so much for that one. Then on Sunday, I released the awesome 360-degree video of Hermitcraft, which I was a little bit worried about. I thought people were going to hate. Turns out, you guys absolutely loved that thing and went completely mad over it. So thank you ever so much for your support this weekend, because as you can probably hear, it's put me in a very good mood. I'm absolutely loving it right now. So anyway, today, in today's Hermitcraft episode, we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff, and it should be just quite a lot of fun. But anyway, the first thing that we have to do in today's episode of Hermitcraft is we have popped into the satellite base area, because for those of you who watched the Yorkscast charity livestream, or for those of you who watched the 360-degree video of Hermitcraft, you guys will know that there's been some slight modifications to my statue by Tango and Impulse that have turned me into an old man. I love this guy. This guy's absolutely brilliant. He looks hilarious. I've got grey hair. I've still got my moustache, of course, but I've got a slightly larger belly now, and also, of course, the addition of the Zimmer frame. And this is, of course, because I've now turned 20 years old, and I keep complaining on Twitter about how old I feel. Like, that sounds like such an old age. 20 years old really does scare me. And I guess they've decided to modify the Mumbo statue just a little bit. So let's take a look in here and read through the book, because there's some information in here. So, dear old man Mumbo, happy birthday. You really are getting up there in the years, aren't you? We thought your statue needed to be updated to reflect you in your golden years. Since this is all new to you, let us explain the changes that come with old age. For starters, we've equipped you with a state-of-the-art walker complete with tennis ball sliders. Also, controlling your bladder at this age can be challenging, so we've supplied you with some adult diapers. However, you might want to consider changing them soon, since you seem to have a minor leak. Your belly has rounded over the years, and hair has salted, but fear not, you aren't dead yet. Sincerely, young whippersnappers, Tango and Impulse. Yes, I did notice that I've got a slight leak in my diaper here. So thank you ever so much to those guys, because this is an absolutely hilarious prank. Now, I'm going to be honest, I haven't actually looked at the redstone behind this thing since the incident. Okay, so I have no idea how bad it is. For anyone who has watched my Hermitcraft episode where I built this thing, you see the eye there? Basically, we have water in that bit there. In between the two eyes, there is water there. And when you hit the button, the eyes open up, and then the water comes down if he's feeling bad. Now, that block there was missing, and that meant the water flowed out like this and just went straight down the back and into all of the redstone. So, it could be awful. It could be horrendous. All of the redstone is gone. Or it could have just taken out like one or two of the most important lines and it's just broken it. So this is pretty nerve-wracking right here. But we're going to head around the back and we're going to take a look. I'm going to grab my shovel and let's just mine through the dirt. And that looks promising. I mean, there isn't much missing. Is there anything missing? I can't see any redstone that's missing. That bit there, this bit of redstone here is the only piece of redstone that went missing. I think I might be the luckiest man alive. Like, seriously, the luckiest man alive. And the reason that the issue was because we didn't have this slime block right here. That's it. That's so embarrassing. it does seem that these... Right, I'm going to have to do some fixing up. I'm going to have to take a look at what's gone wrong here. But, you know what? This is nowhere near as bad as I was expecting. So, happy days. Everything's going well today. So now, as far as I can tell, all I have to do is I have to put a 1-tick pulse through these pistons right here. And that should be fixed now. We should have reset the mechanism. His eyes should now be closed. And all of these pistons should now be working. So I think that's everything. All I had to do was I had to replace the slime block, I had to add a few bits of redstone, and I had to get it back into its default state. And I think it's now up and working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over here, and I'm going to do the fateful test to see if this is all up and running. If it's not, I will actually cry and just sort of give up on this project, because this has been such a brain ache for me. Currently, the trapdoor is open because we've been working on that area down there, so ignore all of this. We just want to see if this guy is working. So let's go. Button has been pressed. Eyes are open. This is a promising sign. This is good. This is good. He winked. And we got the droppers. We got presents. That actually worked. Now let's see if his eyes go back. This is... Today is the best day. I'm so chuffed. I will test this out a few more times, see if the tears are working and things. Hopefully they are. So my testing has concluded that everything is now up and running. I've just taken out the redstone for this, so hopefully the trapdoor now works. So if you do get tears, we're going to fall down into the new section. But it looks like he's just in a really good mood, and he's giving us tons and tons of presents, which is a pretty good thing. But yeah, everything is now working, and I just couldn't be happier right now. As I say, this project's been a massive brain ache for me, but it's now up and running. And it looks like, yep, that's tears, and we've fallen down into the bottom section. So there we go, the trapdoor's also working. And that brings us on to the next project. Now, this is going to be a really interesting one. I started this on the Monday evening live stream last week, and it's going to be hilarious. Basically, what I've decided to do is create like a little Saw dungeon with like little games and things that the hermits have to play in ways to injure themselves, but not quite die. And I think it's going to be brilliant. The Temple of Santa is now all up and running, so we are now going to move on from that one and start work on the dungeon underneath the trapdoor right here. And we are going to be doing this based on Saw. Now, as you can see, I've already got an area here, and that is because I worked on this on a Monday evening live stream last week. But the idea behind this one is pretty interesting. For anyone who's seen Saw, the horror movies and things, essentially you get two fairly lethal challenges. Well, it can be more than two, but the one that I saw is that you get two lethal challenges, and you basically have to complete them, and if you do complete them, then you get to walk free. And that's basically what we're going to do, because I didn't want to kill the hermits. Instead, I just wanted to mortally injure them, I suppose. So the first one that I've come up with is we're going to ask the hermit to jump down this hole. Now, this hole is going to be deeper. It's going to look fairly deadly, but they will do it, and they'll fall down here. They'll be pushed over by slime blocks and go into this other tunnel, which means that they're going to have to fall through cobwebs for a very long time indeed. That's the idea anyway. I've now just got to hook up all of the redstone, which shouldn't take too long, and then of course gather up all of the cobwebs. Okay, so I've decided to do this in a slightly different way to the one that I originally came up with, simply because those slime blocks were just a little bit obvious. So instead, I've decided to go for this sort of idea, where we drop down, and then the piston retracts, and that's going to drop us down into all of the cobwebs. And this is going to be like a large number of cobwebs, I hope. I'm going to say around about 15 to 20. It's going to be a relatively long time. So let's cover up this tunnel area here. And now let's grab our Silk Touch shears, which were kindly given to us by False Symmetry. That is a massive, massive lifesaver. And we're going to head off, try and find one of those dungeon things, and pick a few of those up. Slight problem, chaps. I have no idea where any dungeons are. I've got none. I don't know if there's any in Hermit Hills. There's definitely none under my base. Where else? We might actually have to just go out mining and caving and things. I think I'm going to head back over to Hermit Hills and basically just take a look around. Oh, this is difficult. The good news is I managed to find myself one of these dungeon type things, the abandoned mine shafts. That's the word that I was looking for. Abandoned mine shafts. I managed to find one of them. The bad news is that, as always, I have forgotten all of my torches. I have forgotten all torches, which means that we're not going to be able to do much exploring today. So I guess I'm just going to have to make do with maybe like a stack of cobwebs, if I can find a stack of cobwebs in the already lit up areas. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that is the case, because otherwise, yeah, it's just going to be a massive pain in the bum, isn't it? We're free! I didn't actually leave in the same way that I entered. I entered all the way over there by the Mumbo Jumballoon, and I've ended up at Joe Hills' base, somehow. But we are actually free of the abandoned mine shaft. I managed to escape that absolute mayhem maze that seems to come with abandoned mine shafts. I don't know what goes on there, but as soon as you go down one tunnel, you're just instantly lost. At least that's what it's like with me. I go down one tunnel, and then I can never find my way out of those places. But we managed to make it free, and we have now got 40 cobwebs, which I would say is pretty good. I'd say that's more than enough. I'm definitely not going to use all of those in today's falling trap, because that'd be really very harsh. They'd be there for hours. So yeah, let's head back over to Hermit Thrills. Let's start chucking in all of these things and also constructing all of the redstone, and hopefully we should end up with a really cool looking redstone contraption. Right, so as far as length of tunnel is concerned, I would say we're doing a pretty good job right here. We have got a lot of cobwebs. That's probably going to take quite a long time to fall down, which is quite funny. So yeah, I think this is about as long as I want to make it. So the cobwebs are going to go right the way down to the bottom there, and this can be the exit here. Now, of course, we're going to have a more official exit than that one, just because, you know, we need some way for the hermits to navigate their way back up to the top. But I think that's brilliant. I think that's absolutely hilarious. Hopefully, the hermits take it in good jest and don't get frustrated that they're now going to be falling through a tunnel for a while. But I guess the only thing for it is to actually give it a go and see how long it takes. And I'm actually going to time this, I think. I'm going to time how long it takes to get through the tunnel. So let me quickly get my phone out, and then I'll jump down. So here goes, preparing, and hop down there and start the timer now. Oh no, I hadn't thought of this. My head's going to go in the block. Am I going to die? This could be bad. Hurry up. Hurry up. Ah. Oh. We need to rethink that bit. We need to rethink that part. Maybe, you know, a half slab or something like that. So there's a transparent block. Oh my word, though, this is going to take ages. We're currently at 27 seconds in, and I'm still slowly falling. But I totally thought I was a goner then. Let's take a look at my armor. Has that taken a bit of a beating? Yeah, tiny bit. Cool. Okay, well, I guess I'll be back. I'll be back in the next couple of seconds once we get to the bottom of this tunnel. Maybe this is a bit much. That's it. Here we go. Come on now. 2 minutes 22 seconds currently. This is actually, yeah, I think this is just about long enough to be a pain in the bum, but not quite so long that it's like actually frustrating. I think this is pretty good. 2 minutes 34 right now, and we should be able to get out of the tunnel very shortly. So the official time is 2 minutes and 42.37 seconds to travel all the way down that tunnel right there, which is good. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. We could have suffocated inside that block. So I suppose the first thing that I've got to do is I've got to craft up myself maybe a stone slab. That's a transparent block. So that would be perfect. That won't suffocate the hermit, because I don't want to kill them. As I say, I really don't want to kill them. I just want to be like a little bit annoying. That's basically all I want to do. Be a little bit annoying. Killing them, yeah, that's not really on the cards here. So this is a cool little trap, though. Let's get that transparent block. So guys, I've just popped back over to my base to pick up some resources, and now I've popped back over to Hermit Thrills, and we are getting down to business and starting work on this side now. So this side is slightly different. We're doing something slightly different on this side, of course. So on that side, we've got the cobwebs and things. On this one, I have decided to use lava. Now, we aren't going to be killing the player, as much as that sounds like a brilliant idea, just completely setting fire to the player, losing all their items and everything like that. I have a feeling that would end in a few angry hermits. So what we're going to do instead is hopefully create a mechanism that doesn't quite kill the hermits. So they're going to fall through lava, they're going to be set on fire, and they're going to panic. They're going to be like, oh no, this is really bad. And then hopefully they're going to fall through that lava and be put out by some water. That's the idea. That's the idea. You never know if the ideas work, okay? I think it should work. But what I'm essentially doing right now is I'm setting up all of the pistons and things. I want this to copy the other side that we have. It wants to look exactly the same from the top. But then, of course, down underneath, we're going to have all of the lava and all the redstone and things like that. So this here is just a little circuit for the piston retraction. Now we need it to be inverted because we need our piston to be extended. And we want our piston to retract when the player goes through. So I'm just doing a tiny bit of redstone here. Nothing too complicated. And that's going to run down into that one there. So now we have an 8-tick delay. So if we just quickly pop outside and give this thing a test, we should, in theory, fall through the tripwire if we place in this iron here. And if we actually place in the tripwire, that would probably be a good place to start. So we'll fall through the tripwire here, we'll land on the block, and then we'll fall through. That's absolutely perfect. So underneath this block here, we are going to create like a slightly dropped down area, I suppose. We're going to create the tube once again, and we're going to fill that in with lava, and then fill it in with water. Yeah, that's the plan. We're going to do that. So I'll quickly construct the tunnel, and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Okay, guys, I've sort of stormed ahead just a little bit here, but I've created the system now. We have got all of the lava, we have got all of the water, so now what I'm doing is I'm creating a double chest. We're going to chuck away all of my items, just in case things go really very wrong. I'm hoping, obviously, that they don't go really very wrong, because that wouldn't be brilliant, and I don't really fancy dying. I've only got 16 deaths on the server, so I don't fancy adding to that. So let's quickly take off all of my armor as well. This is going to be an authentic test here. And let's just pop through down into the bottom and see if we die from all of this lava bits and bobs. So it should be over here. Now, obviously, we're not going to die from that side, but we could potentially die from this side. So here goes. We are going to lose a sapling if we do die, but let's do this. Oh. That was like the least lethal thing I've ever seen in my life. I didn't even panic. But that does work, and that's probably like the best we're going to get. So I'm happy with it. I think it's good, and it is good. I have to say, though, that it's a lot less dramatic than I actually thought it was going to be. I feel like we should drop the water down a little bit. We're going to do that. I just realised I have no way of getting out of here. Oh, no. I didn't think of that at all. Well, now I'm stuck. I really can't tell you how painful it is mining out all of these blocks by hand. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. And oh, it looks like we've made it to the surface. Yes. Oh. Test number 2. I've made it just a tiny bit more extreme. So hopefully there's a tiny bit more panic now. Like, ideal situation, I think I'm actually going to die, and then I just about don't. That's what I'm hoping for here. So let's try it again. I mean, can you tell that I wasn't particularly panicked then? There was very little panic there. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to make it more panicky. I think it might just be because I know that I'm not killing myself. How am I meant to panic myself? It is like, for the hermits who are playing this, they might fall through that, and then they'll be like, oh, and then they'll go through the water and it'll be fine. So hopefully, I suppose, you know, you can't really panic the person that built it. It's not a surprise. So I'm going to say that if any hermits play that, they're probably going to be scared very briefly, and then they're going to be going through the water, and they're going to be like, oh, very funny, Mumbo. So I'm thinking that might be the case, because, yeah, who panics themselves, let's face it. Right, I'm going to pick up my items. We know that I can't die now, and we're going to sort out the rest of this build. Final thing to do now, provide the hermits with a bit of an escape. Now, I wasn't originally planning on doing this. I was going to make them just stay in here for the rest of their lives, but sadly, I think that would be a little bit unfair. So instead, I'm just going to do like the most ghetto exit to anywhere on Hermitcraft. You can see it all here. It's extremely dark. I should probably use some sea lanterns because, of course, once again, I have forgotten my torches. But this is just going to go right the way up to the surface. If I can place the ladders down correctly, hopefully it's not too far. I can't remember how far I actually went down. By the look of things, I went considerably further than I thought I did. I hope I've got enough ladders. So I guess that is pretty much everything completed. The only thing to do now is to place in the blocks in Santa's mouth. So I've just crafted up some coal blocks here. And I guess, yeah, he's just going to have a very, very, very dark mouth. It's like an abyss in there. But I guess that's the only block that I could really think of. If I was to use bright red, it might look a little bit strange, you know, Santa with bright red lipstick there. So I think this is probably the best option that we've got. And I'll just chuck those next to the redstone in like that. So there we go. That is Santa done. And I suppose the only thing that we have to do now is we have to cover up all of these holes. Turns out there's quite a lot to do. I hadn't realised this. We have to cover up all these holes. But I think the most important thing here is to actually give this thing a tester. Let's see if Santa likes us. This is the 100% true test right here. Okay, this is... Oh my word. We'll roll with it. It's a very dark mouth, but we'll roll with it. So this is like the 100% completed test. This is the official Does Santa Like Mumbo. We're about to find out. We'll hit the button. Is Santa going to be giving me presents this year? It's not looking good. Oh, yes. I'm a good boy. Yes. Happy days. I've got myself presents. Look, I got an Xbox One. I got myself some new brown spanking new pink socks. I got a blue t-shirt. And I got myself a bright red Ferrari. good Christmas! Happy Christmas, everyone. Hope you have a fantastic time. I've really enjoyed recording today's episode. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you have, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.